Hello, welcome back to Off-Road Crusader. You're joining me now in the car. We're heading out to go camping. First time going camping with the new car, and I'm super keen. I've been frothing to go camping. Whoa, digger! Wow! I've been frothing to go camping ever since I last went camping, which was, when was that? Probably, I'd say probably mid-April. So what's that, nearly 3 months ago, or a bit over 3 months ago, which is a very long time for me not to go camping. So I've been, Did you see another one? Anyway, so I've got Koda with me. Boys trip, we're gonna go camping together. The missus couldn't make this trip. Bit of a midweek trip for us, so that we could maybe have a bit of peace and quiet out bush, but we'll see. School holidays are just around the corner at the moment, so see what happens. So yeah, look, we are all packed up. We are on the road, cruising down Southwest Highway at the moment, and yeah, I've got a nice little spot in mind. Some of you will probably recognise it when we get there, and I wanted to do a bit more of a camping with a toddler in the rain, because it is forecast to rain tonight, and this afternoon and tomorrow morning. So yeah, I've packed as best I could, prepared as much as I can with a new car and a bit of a different setup. Oh, we've got some new goodies to try out this camping trip as well, so that's going to be fun. So yeah, I'll catch you guys at camp, but that's where we're at. We're off on the camping trip, aren't we? Koda, do you want to go camping? Yeah. There we go. That was confident. All right, catch you guys there. Didn't crash. What a little legend. This is the first time he's gone up and down hills on his little bike. This has just been fantastic. We are out at Bela, which is a little local spot that we have. The tent's finally back up, ready for camping after 3 months. The awning had a little bit of water on it, funny enough, but yeah, it's the material's designed to have a bit of water and be mold resistant. Whoa! Get out, Speedy. Ah, watch out for the camera! So look, this is pretty much our setup. We've just got the awning and the tent. Both Koda and I will sleep up there. I've brought a load of firewood from home, which is just some pre-cut jarrah. We dumped it here, which was probably a little bit silly, but we did anyway, and then went off to go get some more firewood. So just down the road there was actually a lovely log just sitting there of some jarrah, so I've cut that up as well. We'll have plenty of wood for tonight, which is going to be great. Yeah, so this is my first time camping solo with Koda. Camping with a toddler. How hard can it be? Camping with a toddler. How hard can it be? As I'm sure you can hear, the rain has started to settle in, and this might be us. I was hoping to get a fire going, and I might be able to, but I don't know, watching this rain, I think it might be settling in for the night. So hopefully we can get a fire going and stay warm. Koda's been having an absolute blast on his little balance bike. If you've got a toddler, I highly recommend them, because he's so independent with it. It's great. And it really promotes that balance of like leaning left and right, compared to something like a bike with training wheels, which doesn't really prepare you for balance. So yeah, I'm perfectly happy with it. Anyway, but we are here, it's raining. It is still stunning. It is absolutely stunning being out in the bush in the rain, especially next to a little creek like this. It's fantastic, I love it. And the good thing is because it's raining, it's actually not that cold. The wind, there's a tiny bit of breeze, but so I think I'm going to have a, you want Daddy to sit here? Okay. So I think I'm going to have an attempt at getting the fire going. If I can't, whatever, not the end of the world. And yeah, then we'll get started on making dinner, which is using, if you've seen the previous episode, our brand new inverter. So I'm really keen to try that out. Toasted sandwiches for dinner. Your juice? paper out in the rain.
20 minutes later.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon the fire's going to go? Yeah? You optimistic too? You might be onto something. I think using toilet paper in crappy situations is what it's designed for. Koda. That nearly ended in disaster, didn't it? Oh yeah, look at that. That's gonna burn. So we're gonna make some dinner. He's starting to get antsy. And we are gonna do it with one of these bad boys. Sandwich press. This is a 1000-watt sandwich press I picked up from Kmart into my inverter, and we're going to make some dinner. Okay, boots off. So I'm just going to plug this into my other little socket on this side. Just an extension cord that I've wrapped around. We're going to make the dinner, yeah. All right, we're going to get this preheating, something like that, and actually, we'll get our... Yeah, we're making the dinner. So we'll turn the inverter on. Takes a few seconds, and then this will crank on as well. Our fancy...
Oh, what's that?
Yeah. Our fancy chopping board as well. So that's now cranking. That's drawing... it fluctuates between about 88 and 98 amps. Takes about 60 seconds for it to preheat and get warm, and because it's using that much power, I don't want to dilly-dally around. All right, let's get our toasted sandwiches out. Can you open the fridge? Open the fridge. Got to do it. Can you get our sandwiches out? Boy, thank you, Koda. No, that's okay. That's all we need. Close the door. Close the door. No, we don't need that one. No, that's for dessert. Close the door. Probably not the best idea to do that. Anyway, that is heating up nicely. I've still got 95% of my battery, even after running lights and all the other bits and pieces I've been doing this afternoon, so I'm pretty happy with that. It's going to use, I think I've calculated about 4% of my battery to make a toasted sandwich, so may as well. I can recharge my batteries with solar, and obviously we're driving tomorrow as well. We're not staying here longer than a day, and yeah, so I think it's definitely easy enough to do. So that's not going to take long to heat up. These are just chicken and cheese and aioli. Okay, so that's finished preheating. It's just inverter's absolutely clocked down, so now it's only drawing, well, it's about 2 amps for the inverter itself, about 0.7 amps just to maintain the heat. So that's nice and hot. Hang on, we're going to put our dinner on. So we're going to put these onto here. This isn't fire to fork. I don't need to tell you how to make a toasted sandwich. And boom, away we go. So what's that now? It's 11 past 6. So I'll keep checking that and see when about it's going to do. I think it's sitting on about 94% battery at the moment. So yeah, we'll just let them toast. I'm curious to see how much total. There you go, it's kicked in again. Started to heat up. Our dinner's not far away.
6.5 hours later.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm very happy with that. It's 6:15. So what's that? 4 minutes. We're down to 90% battery. So what's that? 5% of my battery to cook some toasted sandwiches. Unplug that. And there's our lovely toasted sandwiches. So I'm going to cut Koda's up nice and small so he can still eat it. That can just sit there and tick cool. I'll probably cook another one later on once he's asleep. And that's how we're doing dinner. Look at that, 5% of my battery, 5 minutes, we got dinner. You ripper. Loving this inverter, it just opens a world of possibilities. And if you've got a lithium battery like I do, you've got the capacity to be able to do this sort of stuff. I don't have to worry about carrying around gas and getting elements hot and all that sort of stuff. It's just the one thing, you ripper. So very happy with that. Let's tuck in. Well, have my microphone on so I can speak a little bit softer now. Koda's gone to bed. Put him to bed a little while ago. Just thought I'd wait a while to make sure he was asleep before I started talking. But he's sound asleep. He's absolutely buggered. Crashed pretty hard. Read a book. He's out, which is good. He's up in my bed. I thought, oh, I'll show you around up there, but to be honest, it's my space and it's where me and my child sleep, and I don't really want you guys looking in on that. So yeah, sorry. He's gone to bed. The fire's cranking. I've had a few Maker's Mark. It seems to be the best drink I've found so far on a cold winter's night. Really warms you up from the inside. A bit better than Johnny Walker Double Black. Well, hang on. Taste wise, I don't know. Function wise, definitely does the job better than straight and Scotch. Also having some gourmet dessert biscuits, whatever, I'm binging, it's camping, I'm allowed to. And another thing that I do while sometimes if I'm at camp, if I'm filming a lot, is I will actually download a lot of my content from my camera, my phone, onto a laptop or something else to just free up space on the phone. I record in as high resolution and all the rest as I possibly can, and as such the video files are pretty massive, and just sort of clearing out everything from my phone per day really does make a big difference. I did it a heap on my South Coast adventure trip, which you can see. Go on, I'll link the first video up there and you can follow that through. That was a pretty awesome trip with the missus, and that was a really cool thing just to be able to have the laptop here and slowly sort of add bits and pieces and edit as I go, which is nice to do. Now for this sort of thing you don't particularly need a massive inverter. I got away with having a little 400 watt inverter, which really only I ran it through a 30 amp circuit, so it was only I'll do the math, but anyway, it wasn't a full 400 watts that I could use, but it was small enough and easy enough that I could just plug it into an Anderson plug and away I go. That allowed me to run things like my laptop, the electric blanket upstairs, as well as anything else we wanted to charge on the way as well. And that was massive help. So if you're a content creator or looking to get into it, and you're looking to do trips which are longer than just a normal day, maybe look into some way that you can take a laptop or something with you, even a tablet, and just continually, I suppose, download your content onto a hard drive, so it's not just on your camera or your phone. And that way it's a little bit more secure. It's off your phone, so it'll run a bit better, and it's on a device so that you can use it later. And also it's sometimes nice to preview videos and images on a larger screen, just because it's easier and it's what your viewers are going to see as well. So anyway, top little tip. It's getting late, to be honest. When I'm out camping I just want to go to bed, which seems weird, but I really enjoy sitting by the fire. So I'll probably have a drink and another gourmet biscuit and sit by the fire for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to go and crash. But at the moment the rain's been really sporadic, nothing heavy, just sort of light little showers, no wind, which is nice, and we've got the lovely sound of a babbling brook to blanket everything out as well. So I'm going to keep downloading my files, sit by the fire for a little bit longer, and then probably go off to bed. At the moment, because it's raining, it's not really that cold. Well, I don't think it's that cold anyway. Red Vision tells me it's 16 degrees outside, which is really not too cold. Cold enough that you'd probably want a fire on, and I'm really glad that we got the fire going, because that would have been an absolute disaster if we couldn't have got it. Yeah, real spirit dampener when you're not able to light a fire, or not, hang on, when you are not able to light a fire, even though you're allowed to. I find a bit of a hit to the ego, but that's me. So yeah, glad I could get that going. Otherwise, yeah, I would have been close to just going, nah, can it, whatever. So anyway, I'm just going to keep cruising through, and then probably head off to bed pretty soon as well. Go crash with Koda, and see you guys in the morning, I suppose. I'll show you a bit more around camp in the morning. I'll show you specifically some of the bits that I brought for this trip, knowing that it was going to be like this. What we've used, what we haven't used, what I recommend to bring for a toddler, and what I recommend you don't. And yeah, we'll go from there. So catch you guys in the morning. Cheers. Need another drink. Morning all. Welcome to camp. Uneventful night. We both slept pretty well up there. He's so cruisy. Slept right through the night. Woke up at 6 o'clock. We're in a cool place, so we may as well explore it a little bit early. I'm going to make a cuppa. We've got this lovely inverter. So I've got myself one of these. Now this was recommended to me by a good friend of mine, Calvin and Joy, who did a trip around Australia with one of these bad boys. This is a pop-up 240 volt kettle, which is pretty cool. It's only about 1,000 watts, which is nice. I can just plug it into my inverter and boil some water. It's only got 800 ml of capacity, which is still plenty for camping, but it's a lot easier than trying to get a fire going. Hang on. A lot easier than trying to get a fire going, or you know, getting the gas stove on and waiting for that to cool down. So I'm gonna make a cuppa. I'll lift that up out the way, and we turn the kettle on.
Yeah.
Look at that, and on startup, during 100 amps, it settles down to about 90 amps. So yeah, pretty minimal power usage really, and if I've got the lithium battery, I may as well use it. So kettle's just finished boiling. I've used, how much? Well, 3% of my battery, and I've now got a pot of boiling water, which is, I think, is pretty sweet. So now we can make a cup of tea. Yeah. Hot chocolate? Alright, no worries. Daddy have a cup of tea, Koda can have a hot chocolate. Just don't tell Mummy. That's yummy. Where do you want to sit, Koda? Do you want to sit on the chair?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, let's get the chair set up. Nice special fire to fork cup. So thank you, Daddy.
Thank you, Daddy.
Boy, be gentle. Parenting. While he's preoccupied with his hot chocolate, we may as well go over some of the stuff that I brought specifically for him. So the main thing that I want to do when I'm out camping is not cover him in things like tablets and toys from home and that sort of stuff. He's got the bush to play with, and I'd like him to at least explore it and yeah, give it a try. So I've only brought his balance bike because he can use that to get around and explore and look around and develop his balance as well. Next thing I wanted to look at was just making things as easy and streamlined as possible for camping, and that really has come down to using 240 volt appliances. Look, 12 volt stuff, using stuff on gas, cooking on the fire is great, but that's when camping by yourself with a toddler, you have no time. Like, everything has to be very efficient, because either he's clinging to you or he's screaming out for something. Sometimes he's able to occupy himself, but you can't really rely on that because at an instant it could change and then all they want is you. So having things that just streamline the process and make it simple and easy, I think is definitely worth doing. If I was out here with my wife, it's morning, yeah. If I was out here with my wife, one can take care of Koda and the other one can make breakfast or whatever.
Morning.
Yeah, it's morning. Can you ride down the hill? You want Teddy? Yeah, it's okay. We're going to head home soon. So yeah, making that all streamlined. Look, you can do it with 240 volt. Look, you can do it with 12 volt appliances and with cooking on the fire and on gas and that sort of stuff. But I've chosen to give this a go, and to be honest, it's just been fantastic. I've really enjoyed just being able to use appliances, plug it in, boom, away you go. They tend to be more efficient at 240 volt rather than 12 volt just because the power is there. Obviously it's more power hungry on your battery and on your inverter, but if you're set up for it, then why not give it a try, which is great. Snacks is the other big thing. I've got a bunch of different little bits and pieces, whatever he needs to, whenever he needs to eat, and keep him preoccupied. It tends to work. So little snacks do tend to help. Fruit, little jelly cups sometimes, yogurts as well, really helpful. Now the other thing is they tend to get cold very easily and very quickly. Also wet, and because it was raining, it's not raining right now, but it's sort of threatening to. It was very important to keep him dry, and if possible, or if needed, to change him out a few times. So he's got a few changes of clothes. He's got a big rain jacket which is waterproof, his gum boots which he loves wearing and is cruising around in the mud, but whenever we need to, we can clean him up and obviously keep him warm. Up in the tent we've got an electric blanket that basically just preheats the whole thing to keep us both warm, and yeah, it's just bringing a few little comforts from home. We've got a little night light that he uses quite often, and just some white noise as well, just to, I don't know, I suppose make it a little bit more homely. And yeah, that's pretty much us. So camping with toddlers, definitely doable. Easy with 2 people, can be done with 1. I'm enjoying it. I love watching him cruise around and do what he needs to do. Whoa, he just about stacked his bike. He did a really good job there. Like he had the emergency brakes. I'm going to finish making a cuppa. I think we'll then probably make some breakfast, I think, and I'll show you the next little gadget I've got for my inverter arsenal. What does it feel like?
Cheese.
Like cheese.
Cheese.
Okay. So I've gone and done it. I've got a induction cooktop. So this is a 2000 watt induction cooktop that I just bought from Kmart. Just thought I'd give it a try. Yeah, you got a crocodile. I've got this old pan that I've had for, well, donkey's years, and it's the only one that seems to work with the induction cooktop. So we're going to give it a go. Turn the inverter on. Got about 50% battery at the moment. I'm going to try and make some pancakes. Oh, there we go. She's got power. Where do we go? There we go. Look, 1200 watts. We'll jump with that. About 110 amps. Oh no, it seems to have settled to about 100. 95 to 100. And from my understanding, it seems to cycle. So it'll cycle between full power and sort of mid power, which is good because it saves that little bit of power in the long run. And already that pan is starting to get really hot. If I had the gas cooker, I'd be waiting a good minute or so for that pan to get hot. By the time the flame goes through the air, heats all the heating element underneath the stove, and finally starts heating up the pan. And obviously that's gas loss in inefficiency, whereas this is just starting to heat the pan up straight away, which is pretty sweet. Let's give this a go. Oh, it starts to sizzle. Look at that. And it's smart enough to know when the pan isn't on there. Induction cooking basically uses a magnet, so rather than having a heating element where it uses electronic resistance to heat up an element and make the element hot, then you put the stove on top of it. Usually when you think of an electric stove, that's what you think about, those like metal spirals that just get red hot. These actually, yeah, they stick to there. These actually use electric current to create a magnetic field between your cooking surface, which is a pan, and the induction heating element as well. So it transfers electrical energy directly into the pan and heats it up that way. So what that means is basically if I take this pan off, the actual surface of the induction cooker is going to be quite cool. There will be some heat because you've got a hot metal surface sitting on it, but that heat is coming from the pan itself, not from the actual induction cooker, which is pretty sweet. So it means that when we do want to break camp and head home, we can cook up something quite easily. The pan itself is going to be quite hot, which is easy enough to take and, whoa, everything at me. Take away and cool down whoever it needs to go, you know. But the actual induction cooker can just about get packed away straight away. Give it a quick wipe and she's good to go. I can see why people really like induction cookers. It's just so convenient. I think if we were going to do this more often, it's just myself and Koda, which is pretty easy to cook for. But if it was going to be myself and the missus and family, friends and all that sort of stuff, I'd probably have to go for a upgraded battery bank, maybe go to like a 200 or a 250 amp hour battery. Just to give myself the capacity, because at the moment I can run these appliances. I've got 150 to 175 amp of draw that I can have from this iTech 120X battery. But in terms of capacity, I do run through that decently quick, just because it's only a 108 amp hour battery. So it is what it is, but it allows me to get out and do these single overnighters, which is pretty sweet. Also, if we're driving every day, for example, if we're doing a road trip every day, we're packing up camp and driving for a few hours. There's a few hours of driving where I can be pumping 30 amps into the battery, and also then I can sit out in the sun and use a solar as well to charge it back up. So overall, I think it's a pretty sustainable system. I'm not using any gas or anything like that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. These are just about done. I'm going to cook a few more of these and we'll get in touch with you guys in a sec. Oh yes, boss. Lucky we brought extra clothes, hey? Like father, like son.
A few moments later.
He had a bit of a fall. Crashed his bike pretty hard, scraped his arm. This is my last resort to chill. I've got none of his shows that he likes watching, so he has to watch Pokemon. Oh, too bad. Kanto region, yo. Just about finished packing up. All the inside of the car is pretty much done. I'll then put the awning away and the tent. He's on his third pair of clothes already, so I'm hoping it doesn't get too dirty, otherwise I can't drop him off at daycare on my way home. So yeah, look, it takes a fair bit longer. Whoa! Anyway, we're nearly finished. I'll do a bit of a time lapse of just packing up camp, and then we'll probably hit the road. Put the lid down. Okay, let's wash our hands. Take your jacket off. Yep. Yeah, you gotta wash your hands. Okay. Wash your hands. Good boy. Hang on, sleeves up. Okay, ready? Wash your hands. Wash, 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 wash. Good boy. Wash, wash, wash. Wash, wash, wash. Wash, wash, wash. Good boy. Alright, now dry your hands. One more wash. Good boy. Last wash. Good boy. Okay, dry your hands. Good boy. We're ready to go. While we're out in the bush, I don't mind if he sits on my lap while we cruise through the bush. We're going slow. We put a seatbelt on the two of us. We're all good and happy. As soon as we get to the bitumen, he knows that it's the rule to get back in his own seat, so just a little treat for him. And it's nice to have a little cuddle on the way out. Alright, should we go?
Yeah.
Previous owner moved the rear camera on this thing up to the spoiler.
Okay.
Which, in perfect conditions, actually is pretty good, but it leaves it so vulnerable to getting water and mud and dust on it that if you're doing the off-road, it's bloody useless. So we're just going to cruise on up this hill. Actually, while I've got you all, thank you very much for watching. We are back on the road, heading back towards either home or daycare, depending on how we go. We left a little bit later than I hoped, but that's okay. We still had a good time. Did you have a good time, Koda?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Good boy. So look, this has been camping with a toddler in the rain. Hasn't been easy, definitely doable. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed. Probably not the most highest quality of the videos I've ever done, but that's what camping with a toddler's like. You know, you're just going to make do and do the best you can. And sometimes there's not enough time to set up cameras and do all the rest. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. If you want to support the channel further, there is a Patreon page for Off-Road Crusader where you get early access to stuff, as well as insider knowledge and the ability to speak to me directly. Yeah, the brown bear's over there. So I'll leave a link to that in the... No, we're sitting here now. So I'll leave a link to that in the description. Yeah, we'll catch you next time on Off-Road Crusader. Cheers. Say bye. Good boy.